we all know or have grown up using Japanese technologies from Toshiba to Toyota or to all sorts of gadgets, Sharp, the TVs, Sony Walkman, and all. So the interest that the Japanese companies that are here are expressing in ICT is simply because they identify with what Rwanda is trying to achieve, which is building an ICT hub for the region. So the expectations, of course, are high, but also there's a consideration that they want to be doing business from Rwanda to the rest of the continent, leveraging the FCTA, leveraging the ESC common market, and then the good doing business records that Rwanda has.
All right. So maybe the fact that Japanese companies are looking to invest in Rwanda, especially in the ICT sector, don't you think this is something that private, local investors, especially in the ICT sector, should worry about? Maybe, competition, once they come, we are going to lose the market. What do you think?
I don't think that our members should worry. To start with, we've already begun receiving Japanese investors in the ICT sector. And the kind of investment that they are doing is portfolio investment, which is basically they come, they buy shares into a company, or they find a kind of partnership to partner with Rwandan companies. There is a knowledge and technology transfer, but also there is the fact that they provide the financing, the capital. It means that our companies begin to stand on more solid ground with better financing mechanisms and instruments, which will enable them to expand beyond Rwanda.
So finally, as a representative of the ICT Chamber, could you give us maybe the outlook of the sector in the country? How are maybe the business in this particular field? How are local investors or businessmen interested in investing or putting their money into this?
So previously, so the sector has been evolving, and evolving from what, you may ask? Evolving from a hardware-centric investment kind to software-centric. We're looking at companies, there's an increasing number of companies in the fintech space, that is financial technologies, e-commerce and e-services, from startups, but also with some existing companies increasing their digitization processes. We have companies that are now into the connectivity. For heaven's sake, we're talking about coverage around the continent, around the country rather, that is over 90%. And what this does, it provides the infrastructure, the underlying layer on which services can be delivered. That means from innovators to established companies can roll out their services knowing that it will reach the masses. So the existing today that we can really focus on, or that we see a lot of focus is on financial technologies. But there's also been interest in agriculture technologies to enable farmers to access credit, to enable farmers to be able to record their produce and be able to leverage the data that is collected. And then, of course, that eventually helps them to access finance.
57 Japanese, members from 37 countries. 37 companies, and the number of these, participants show that, our big interest to Rwanda, has been growing. And actually, this kind of mission has been sent since the year 2008, and we dispatch this kind of mission regularly. But our, interest to Rwanda is now getting bigger and bigger, especially in ICT sector. And, of course, ICT is one of the sectors, but we have many opportunity to make an investment here in Rwanda. So this time we'd like to see a lot and we'd like to learn a lot, and then we'd like to do and make an investment a lot here in Rwanda.
So, yeah, you said this is your second mission. You've been here first in 2014. So, could you maybe did the first mission have any impact? Maybe were there any investments that were made after the first mission?
Yes. Yeah. Since then, still our activity in Rwanda is not so big, but number of the Japanese company are now growing. Now around 20 companies or something. So I think it's really big impact made by such kind of the mission. So to learn and to see is quite important for us to understand the market.
So you had said that ICT is one of the sector where you see many opportunities. Maybe what other sectors apart from that, or maybe could you be elaborate and tell us what opportunities that you see in the sector?
Yes, one of the challenge here in Rwanda is the market size. Your population is only 12 million. That's not so big size. So manufacturing sector is not so, I think, attractive. But this market can be, let's say, POC, proof of the concept. So if we start and test and once prove it, we can expand to other, countries. So not only ICT, but other fields also can be applied to such kind of idea, concept. So I think various field has been, we have various, potential. I think there is so many potential in various fields. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, what incentives have you just had in Rwanda that are attracting you? Okay, that are attracting you to invest in this country?
Yes. Yeah. Whenever I come to Rwanda, I always impressed by this, cleanness. Yes, cleanness is quite important for us to do the business. Cleanness, the city cleanness, that's also, but cleanness of the business, it means no corruption. That is quite, important for us. That I am so much, impressed by Rwanda. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, finally, what's next after Rwanda? Are you going to other countries? Where else is this mission heading to?
Yes, today is the last day for our stay in Rwanda. And tonight we are moving to Zambia. So this time here and Zambia, two countries.